Once you're signed in to Edulastic, you have two options to create a class. You can click Create a Class and fill out all of the necessary fields to match what the district compatibility titles will be and the section data, grade data, etc. Or you can go ahead and click Sync with Google Classroom. Please do not sync any Edulastic classes with Clever. That will definitely cause a kink in the system. We definitely want to only sync with Google Classroom. So once you've associated your account with Google, you may have a lot of Google Classroom classes and not want to import all of those. So just select the checkbox where you can unselect all of your classes, and you're going to select only the classes that you want to enroll. You can also hit the checkbox for enroll a co-teacher if you also want that co-teacher to be able to have access to the Edulastic assignments. Also, if you are connected to more than one school, you will have to select the drop-down menu and select the school where you want to import those classes from. So then scroll down and find the class you would like to import or classes. Put a check mark and you'll simply click Sync. And this is going to import all of the students and the information from Google Classroom. Now you may need to go in and edit this class once you have it synced and created within Edulastic. So as soon as this imports, we're going to take a look at how to edit the class details for this particular class. Again, if you have clicked the Create New Class button, you will have already filled out all of these fields, and then you will have to go through the Sync with Google process. Both of those options you'll find in the top right-hand corner of the Manage Class area. While we wait for the import, I'd like to show you the Groups tab and just remind you that you can create custom groups within Edulastic, and that way you can give certain assignments to a specific group of students. Once your classroom syncs, you should get a task completed notification. And then you'll simply select the class that you've imported, and you'll be able to see the class details. So at this point, you're going to want to edit your class details to be sure that it's labeled appropriately for what our district curriculum support team needs to be able to associate those benchmark assessments with your classes. From here, we're going to name the class. It's simply changing the title within Edulastic. We're going to label it based on the directions from the Google Doc that was shared out with you. Here's an example of what that might look like. I would label my school, grade, what I teach, my last name, and then what class this is for. Again, if you only teach one class, you don't have to label the class area. You can leave that off and just end with the last name. If you are a high school teacher, then you will need to label it what block you teach. So for filtering purposes, you can only select one subject area, which is why you have to have multiple classes. So from here, you can see I have my start date, my end date, and those can be adjusted if you need to do that. Be sure your grade and your subject area is labeled appropriately. Be sure you have your correct school listed, and then you should be ready to update your class. Once your class is updated, you should be able to see all of your current edits, and your class is now ready for benchmark assessments to be given to it. But you can also use this same class so that your students are using the same class to do all of their different assessments for that particular subject area.